We are headed to go catch Dumb Money. For those that don't know, it is a movie that just dropped. It's got a little bit of a limited release, and it is over the meme stock, especially the GameStop craze that happened, where Reddit, Robinhood, and eventually Congress gets involved as a group of these guys just come through and absolutely wreck some VCs, and we get to see who's pulling strings and who's really running the show here. So I'm really excited. It'll be very cool to see how this deal plays out. We're gonna catch the movie. I have my beautiful wife holding that camera behind y'all, and we're gonna watch it, see what we can kind of get out of it, what relates, how much it kind of shows a bit of a window into the culture here, and also to crypto. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yo, what up, everybody? Roy and Kitty here. I'm gonna pick a stock and talk about why I think it's interesting, and that stock is GameStop.
I love this guy.
So, Dumb Money, huh? It's pretty solid. It highlights something that's, I think for so many of us that are investors in the space, libertarian, all kinds of different things, this movie resonates with a lot of those themes. So, Dumb Money, pretty cool. It's a fantastic topic. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I was thought it was a bit on like one foot in each camp, where it wasn't like informational enough to be documentary, sort of like The Big Short, but it wasn't quite enough, say, story to be something like maybe Wolf of Wall Street or Margin Call, where you're just really enveloped with the characters. But it's really cool, especially as a topic that I personally care a lot about. So there were a couple of big takeaways. The first one I'll be very quick on. A lot of views here, but seeing the masks, seeing the medicine, and everything that really went on in 2020 and 2021, it's tough to see again. And it was a reminder for what that time was really like for a lot of people. Everyone has their own views and stance on it. So I think we could just leave it there. That one but it was powerful. Like to see that highlighted again and really remember what that time period was like for so many of us. But specifically on sort of like the main topic of the video, it does a lot of cool stuff. It really highlighted the us and them side of it. It didn't really dig into some of the way the like order flow value, like they touched on it, but they didn't really hit some of the big things, right? Like, they hint, but they don't explain how Robinhood was making money on the back end. They sort of explain where you see Citadel and Ken Griffin and those guys move in, but they really dig into the details. But there were a couple of big takeaways. I think the first one, especially for us in the crypto guys, we look so silly looking at that from an outsider, perspective, and seeing them talk about diamond hands and why do they misspell, hold, hodl, and how many people were like, hey, you're up, 2-3x or thousands of dollars. Why don't you just sell? Like, just sell. It's crazy. You're going to get wrecked. You don't understand any of that works. That was powerful. I think that's something that most people in crypto can really resonate with. Just people don't understand the vocabulary, why you're investing, where it's at, what the real value on some of these things are. Some of us are very idealistic about what we're doing, either from a true freedom of economics. Sometimes it can be simple. I've talked about a lot. My early crypto journey was just, you don't tell me what to do, sort of just kind of a rebel rouser, that immature free thinker stage. That's enough. That's a good place to be. I think for a lot of us as we're going through our own journeys, I think that's a big place to be. So it does definitely highlight the investors and how different people are, that when you start to break out of the matrix or the zeitgeist, or, again, everyone has their own terminology, but when you start to really dig in and see how the world really moves, you start to be very contrarian, and you can see how uncomfortable it makes other people. So they do highlight that well. I think that's something that so many people in crypto really understand. When I go to a lot of the meetups that aren't maybe like not Consensus or ETH Denver, but like smaller meetups, that's the biggest thing that people champion is, oh, it's great to be able to talk to somebody who really understands my viewpoint, my worldview. And, I think it highlights a lot of like the lack of power and powerlessness that so many people feel when they don't feel connected with other people. So again, that was highlighted by a lot of what went on in those couple of years, but also just how counterculture being on something like Wall Street Bets could be. So that was really interesting. I enjoyed that side of it. The other is they didn't highlight this enough, but it's how stacked the game is, right? Where you can see not just big players like Citadel and a lot of the Robinhood and the media, that came in and kind of bullied the all of the players, right? Like I don't even want to highlight specifics. So I think it's more about just the contributors, the characters in that story, the real life characters, and how much leverage and push there was, and how many people wanted to lean into the short squeeze. So that was really powerful, and seeing that's what it, that's all it really took to get people to really rally together and kind of push against some corruption. So there's a lot of value in that, I think, in just seeing how powerful small characters can be, and we underestimate as individuals. There's a good phrase a mentor of mine told, and I can't remember what it was originally said, but we overestimate what we can do in a day, and we underestimate what we can do in a year. And I think this is one of those things that was highlighted there. Sometimes we, overestimate what we can do instantly, but we radically underestimate the impact we can have on the world, in time frame and with a lot of effort. So it was very cool. I think it's definitely worth watching. It's a lot of fun. They kind of highlight some neat things in the end. They don't really dig in heavy on the details, but it definitely gets the vibe across. And I think that for people that know the story, it's engaging enough to kind of see the players, and it's fun to see it play out on the big screen. They touch on, you can see Maxine Waters and AOC doing their part for the congressional hearings, and they highlight some of the posts. And so again, for those of us that followed it relatively closely or even participated, it's pretty cool to see that up there. And again, I think for a lot of us in crypto, whether you were part of the Wall Street bets, meme stock, GME kind of rally and those things, it's similar to so much of what we see in crypto. So again, I think a lot of people will really enjoy it. It's definitely worth watching. So much new media stuff is trash. So go check it out. Definitely let me know what you guys think. It's got a little bit of a limited showing, so I had to come, kind of catch it at a smaller theater. It's a good vibe, guys. I'll be real interested to see what the crypto guys think, and if anyone actually participated, let me know how close it played out and if the emotions are really captured there. But it's a good one. Dumb money, a lot of fun. Y'all go check it out. Let me know what y'all think.